The first thing you got to do when you park the trailer is to make sure that it's level. It's got to be level side by side and front to back. You don't unhook your truck before you do this. So we're going to check level side by side because that's where we need to use the leveling blocks we have here. So you take the level, you go inside. I can take one measurement here on the counter, make sure that the bubble is level, and then I'll do one in the back as well. And see that it's pretty level. Now if it's not level, this one's level, so thankfully, but if it's not level, what we're going to do is we're going to go out there and use the leveling blocks. Put those underneath the tires of the vehicle, and I'll use my truck to pull the trailer up on the side that needs to come up, and the blocks will bring it up anywhere from a ½ an inch all the way up to 4 inches on one side. Then you stop when the trailer is level, left to right, that's side by side. The next thing I have to look at now is we're done with the leveling left to right. Now we're going to go check level front to back so we can start working on unhooking the trailer. Now we're going to get ready to unhook the trailers. The first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to leave my level here, and I'm going to check level inside the trailer to make sure it's level front to back, and I can leave that there as I do this. So I'm going to start unhooking the vehicle because I can always raise the vehicle up. I'm going to put my block underneath here so we can raise that up. Once I do that, all right, now I'm ready to actually disconnect the truck. Everything is pretty much level except front to back, but we have to disconnect the truck first. So we're going to push that up button again to raise the nose of the trailer up. Release pressure off the ball. There we go. And just enough for me to be able to pull forward. Now I'm going to pull the truck out of the way. To get the truck out of the way, I'll be right back. Now I'm just going to put this hitch pin back in so we don't lose it, keep track of it. And now we're going to go back to the level. We're going to check this level here. See, it's really level. That's front to back or nose to butt is really level, so we can just actually leave the trailer right now.
Excellent.
So that means we are actually done with that part. Now we got to stabilize the trailer before the slide out comes out. Okay. Before I do that, I'm going to go ahead and put these away. Now that we're back, we got the crank right here. This is what's used to take the leveling jacks down. We're going to actually find the pad to center it right where it would be. We're going to go ahead and lower this thing down. These things are not meant to raise and lower a trailer. They're only meant to stabilize a trailer. So whatever you do, once you get them set, don't try to use it to level. You see I got it down there. I'll give it just enough of a twist to start seeing the trailer start moving up a little bit, and we're done. That's it. Cool. It's stabilized.
Okay.
Next step is I'm going to hook up the electrical, and then we'll take the slide out. So
perfect.
Here we go. This cord is not going to be needed. So we're going to come over here. We have a surge protector for it. We have the electrical used for the system. Here. This is a 50 amp trailer, so we got to go to identify what kind of plug is in there to find out what we're plugging into. And we raise this thing up. You see those 3 prongs? That tells us it's a 30 amp unit and not a 50 amp unit, which means we have to plug in an adapter.
Okay.
So we'll go back over here. Multiple adapter units. This one right here, you can tell fits. It's a 30 amp. It adapts down to the 50. So we're going to go ahead and use this. Before I do anything, I'm going to plug this in. Just like that. And this here is a surge. So I want to take my surge protector. I want to plug that in here all the way. I should be able to take a look up here, see if the lights are on or off. This thing is off currently, so let's go ahead and turn it on. So 3 green lights means you're good. Business, ground is good, and all the other circuitry's running well. So this I'm going to go ahead and let go. We go to the back of the trailer. We're going to take this to the back of the trailer. Your power is right here in the back of the trailer. So you'll see that it's very specific on how it lines up, and it'll match this.
Okay.
So we're going to go ahead and stick this in. And then once you stick it all the way in, you want to twist it to lock it in place. Then this little ring right here will actually thread on top to lock it in place even more. Now you got a good solid connection. Now we're going to take this end here. This end here is what hooks into your main line to give you power. Push it in there, drop the cover, 3 green lights, means you have good power. Now that part is done and we can move it along. Next step, we're going to actually take the slide out. So let's go inside.
What about
the trailer.
water hookups?
We'll do that. Go ahead. All right, we've already been on the outside of the trailer. We've made sure everything was clear so that the slide out can go out without hitting anything. So now we're going to come inside, just inside the front door. You have this button that says in and out, self-explanatory. You're going to go ahead and push this button and hold it down. And we look over here. The trailer is going to go out. The slide out will move out. You'll be able to see when it's fully extended. It's almost there. And right about there you go. Just made a little bit of a noise, but now it's extended and locked into place. Your slide out is ready to go. Now you have room inside your trailer. Next step is preference. But now that I'm inside, I'm going to start the AC unit up so it gives a chance to cool down while I'm working outside and getting the rest of the trailer hooked up. So you come in here. Here's your controls. It's 30 amp. So we can only use one of the AC units when it's 30 amps because it's a 50 amp trailer, but one will work very well. So this is the unit we want to use. I'm going to push power. So it goes to the main center. You can see it gives you 89 degrees. Very self-explanatory, just like your AC unit at home.
It's on fan right now. How do we turn it to
Go. All right, so now we got AC unit here, just like your AC unit at home. You just click the button that says mode. It goes from heat to cool to fan, and it is now on cool. It's currently 90 degrees inside. It's set to 75, so just let it go. Let it start cooling down. You'll see all the vents. This is the main big one, and then you'll see a bunch of other little vents around. These, they're going to be pushing out the cold air. They're all throughout the trailer. So it's going to give you an AC unit. Again, if you hooked up into 50 amp, then you have 2 AC units you can use, which would be extra cold. That other one is actually in the control is actually in the master bedroom. Do the same thing. Now, the next thing I'm going to do is going to hook up the fresh water to the trailer. You'll notice 3 things that are important for it. It's still the plastic bag. It may not be by the time you see it, but this is a pressure regulator. It's going to drop it down between 40 and 50 psi. These are trailers, they're not homes, so psi is a little smaller for the pipes. But this is what you need, it's a necessity. This will go on first. The next thing you put on there, trailer will come in. We're going to actually put a filter on, and then we're going to attach it to the hose that goes to the trailers. Fresh water right here. This is the city hookup. So you're actually going to connect this here, screw it in here. This is if you choose not to have your tank, if you don't fill your tank up with water. You can do dry docking if you don't have connection of water. But if you have connection of water, you actually screw the water into this part of the trailer to pressurize it so you have a constant flow of water instead of the tank. This is basically instead of the tank. Your other option is to fill the tank. Once the tank is full, then you have water inside the trailer.
Where do you fill the tank at?
So this one here, you can see we set it up like we talked about before. You got your, don't forget this. This is your pressure. Is it going to reduce your pressure? You got a filter here to make sure the water is nice. And that connects to the hose, and it goes into the trailer. Next thing we can do is we can turn this water on slowly just to make sure it's going through. Okay. I hear it going into the trailer. Give it a little bit so it can has a chance to pressurize.
Okay. I'm filming.
So we're gonna hook up our black water and our gray water. You need a T or an elbow. It's gonna go into the septic pipe. We got two different types here, but we'll use this one. And then the rest of these are just caps. You can leave them alone. Those are found over here in the compartment. So take these over here. We're gonna go to the bumper. You squeeze here on the bumper. You squeeze, you'll see that there's hoses inside the bumper here. Go ahead and pull this hose out. And on this one, I know I'm only going to need a 10-foot section. So, but I'll pull the whole thing out just to make sure, because I can put it back. Not a big deal. So let's go over here to the side. Now, on this side of the trailer, you can see that we have a cap here. When I open up this cap, it's going to have probably a little bit of residual fluid inside. Just because I was traveling, I was messing with this earlier. But we're going to go ahead and take that cap off. This thing should be closed. Okay. Right there. We're going to go ahead and hook that thing up. That residual fluid was my winterizing, so it's clean. It's actually clean water. We're going to lay this down on top of here. And we're going to go towards our. We're going to actually go towards the drain. Here's our drain. We just unscrew the cap. See, one end can go in, just like this. Sometimes they're threaded, sometimes they're not. This one is threaded, which is nice. That way you get a good connection. Turn that around. I'm going to take the cap off of this here. We're just going to connect this to this right here, just like that. Click it into place. Now you are ready to go. This is your gray water / black water. Alright, so if you didn't have the hose like you saw before, and you want to dry dock or camp where there's no connection, this right here is at the front of the trailer by the door. You open this thing up, use a funnel or a garden hose. This is fresh, clean water only for filling your tank. This will allow you to fill the tank. The tank of this trailer is approximately 52 gallons of clean water.
Hold on.
Okay. This trailer is designed to run on 12 volts, which means the TVs in there are plugged into 12 volt outlets. If you want to operate the TVs even when it's plugged in, what you have to do is turn the inverter on. If you come to the front of the trailer where all the other stuff gear is stored, you have two things we're going to do first. See this switch down here? We're going to go ahead and turn that switch on. That allows power to connect to the inverter. And up here you have the on button. So you just go click to the on button. The inverter will start running, and within 2 seconds you'll be able to turn your TVs on. So now the first half of the trailer can run on 110/120 volt instead of just 12 volt as well.
In order to use the free TV, you have to push this button that's right next to the green button. There's a button right next to the coax cable. It's hard to see because it's black, but you can see that there's a green light right now. If you turn that black button on that's right next to this coax cable, you'll have access to the free channels through the antenna. In order to get amazing sound, you need to connect the TV to the Bluetooth that's here. You hit mode Bluetooth right here, the BT. Bluetooth, hit that button, and then you go into the sound. You go into, first go into the settings, then you go to sound, and then you have to select the IRV for the Bluetooth, and then you're going to have your TV sound go through the RV. So I hit this button on the remote to get that, and then I went to sound right here with using the remote. I had to scroll down to sound, and then once I got to sound, I turned on the Bluetooth right here, and then I selected Bluetooth on the TV.
All right, so when you're done camping, you want to flush out the tanks. We have a gray water tank and a black water tank. The first one we're going to flush out is the black tank. We're just going to empty it first before we flush it. So just come over here. Easily labeled. You already have it set up. So here's your black tank over here on this side. There's a lever there. There's a lever over here for gray. Just go ahead and open this one up. All the black sewage is going to come out. This is from your toilet and your toilet only. You'll hear it running. Go ahead and close that valve back up. And you can hear it here. Maybe pick the hose up a little bit if you have to. Just go ahead and help it along to get drained.
Okay.
You do the same thing with the gray side. So you just have a lever here. And pull the lever here. You wait for the gray side second because the gray is your soapy water from your sink in your shower, and it helps to rinse out this pipe from the black water. Once it's done draining, close it. Do the same thing you did with the black water, all the way down to the end. Now when both of those are done, you're going to take, this is your freshwater hose, leave that one alone. You're going to take the second hose that you have. It'll be marked. You take that hose, you hook it up to the same faucet.
Which faucet?
This faucet right here.
How do you hook it up? Sorry.
You're going to unscrew this right here. So you can unscrew it from the filter base right here. So it has a PSI right here. So make sure the pressure regulator is still on there. Take the filter off if you need to. We're going to go ahead and hook that hose up to there and to here because this is a flush out. So when you do that, this hose, when it goes in here, it's going to go directly into your black tank. Almost like you're flushing your toilet with the garden hose on. So it's going to go directly into those two tanks. You don't want to leave it on long because otherwise it will flood the trailer. So you can have someone inside spotting to say, looking inside the toilet or the sinks to make sure nothing's coming up. But leave it on for no longer than maybe 2 minutes. When you're done, shut it off. You can disconnect the hose if you want to. You go through the same process again down here. Open the black tank, let it out. Open the gray tank, let it out to flush. And then when you're done, all the hoses can come off. Everything is done. Put it back the same way we had it when it was assembled. So you take all these hoses out. But then what you want to do is you want to add a little bit of water to the tank. You just need a little bit, a tiny bit of water, so maybe like 15-20 seconds worth of water back into here. And then you go ahead and put one of those biodegradable packs that we have inside of there into the toilet, just to make sure that it eats up the whatever's left in there, bacteria, whatnot, and stops any smells. Okay.